It happened when the great mage had defeated Dremagor, the monstrous leader of the Dremors. Grave news arrived at the moment of the most glorious triumph. While he was away, one of his colleagues had cast the spell of unity and became the master of Ardania. Other mages and even gods had to leave their homeworld. Death, or a fate even worse than death, awaited those who had the courage to stay and fight the United One. And the great mage was too far away to help them. But he did not lose his spirit. Traveling through the worlds, he encountered the Plane Striders, the remnants of long-lost power. The great mage won their hearts by his immense wisdom and kindness, and became their new leader. Through the shards of worlds that were torn apart by the Dremors, he leads his new army back home. To the world that was stolen from him. To Ardania.
Alright, this is Flying MacGuffin, and I have gotten a chance to preview Warlock 2, the Exiled, by Paradox, and I've been given the chance to by Paradox. This is published by them, developed by InoCo, however you pronounce that. This is a strategy game, sort of akin to Civilization 5. It uses a lot of the same mechanics and the same kind of sort of interface. This is a fantasy setting, which has a lot of things about dimensions and things like that, and uses magic instead of technology as its basic means of progression. We're going to be playing the campaign mode, which you select through here, the Exiled mode. This locks you out of several victory conditions and adds this Defeat of the United one, and the Sandbox one takes that off it, but has the Cast the Unity spell, which you can't turn on if this is, presumably because there already is a United one. Now, even though this is kind of a storyline sort of thing, it's still random what worlds you'll get and stuff like that. We're going to leave it on normal difficulty because this is a brand new game. I haven't played it a whole lot, and I don't know what the difficulty settings do yet. Universe is basically your map size. Rival mages are your different opponents, so we'll leave that on the default. This is probably the most interesting choice here, is that your choice of a character. We're going to be sticking with Moralbus the Hat, who's, I think, the default character. And it basically is implied by his description and the look of the character that this is the great mage they talk about in the intro. And he leads the Plane Striders, who are a bunch of different dudes that are from the different worlds that you're going to go through. Each race will have a bunch of different leaders, and each of the leaders will have different perks. Like this one gives you bonus to casting speed, which is a function of the magic stuff we'll get into later, and unrest per turn. He also starts with 2 spells. Lesser Fireball, which is an attack, and Lesser Heal, which is a heal, obviously. The other races are humans, and this person apparently was a friend to the United One. And they start with plus 20% food production and 100 gold in their treasury, and they have a bonus to one of the gods. The religion in this game is sort of the different relations with the gods. And you can have good relations with some gods and bad relations with the others. This is another Plane Strider guy. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways of checking what each of the races do here. Although I guess we could select this here. Yeah. Whatever. Oops. Let's change back to preset. This guy starts with extra experience. There's elves, and this one starts with different starting units, I guess. And buildings, I guess. This person is monsters, the same food bonus I start with lesser weakness, which is a spell that will do stuff to debuff the enemies. Other humans. Undead. There's some terrain effects that have different things affecting different types of units. And the undead are the ones that I've seen having the most effects that are different towards them. So far, at least. This guy starts with some cool magic abilities, too. If I wasn't just going for the default, I'd probably pick this guy, because he seems interesting. This guy doesn't start with any spells, but he starts with Glorious Taxation, which is some unit power. He's also an elf leader. More monsters. Lord of Quaddles. He starts with some different units, looks like, and a bunch of spells. This guy is hilarious looking. And he starts with a lot of bonuses to money. It's pretty nice. There's the Svarts, which are sort of... I think they're supposed to be dwarves or statue people or something. It says this guy built his statue body. So I guess they're just supposed to be dwarves. This guy doesn't start with a spell. With any spells. He is another money guy. Although he's got tactician stuff too. So we're going to be starting as Moralbus here. I left the tutorials on just because the game could probably explain itself better than I can. So we'll go ahead and start the game up. So, I won't be reading the tutorial boxes. I'll just leaving them long enough to read them and sum up what they say. If you check the thing at the bottom and turn off the tutorial. This is like Civ 5's interface. You got a thing here that'll tell you what you need to do before you can move on. Mini-map, obviously. And because I play this in windowed mode and the moving to the sides of the screen are kind of cumbersome for this game, I'll be using the keyboard movement for the camera. There's different modes on the minimap, which we'll go into later when it become relevant. We start with some units. So let's click on a unit. We have 2 units here. We've got our Grey Striders, or basic melee units for the race we currently are. This is here, they're a bunch of different dudes. And they have the ability to heal themselves. And these have cooldown times rather than using our magic points. What are these called? Mana. I thought that was what it was, but I didn't want to presume. Now, these have an upkeep of 2 gold, but our archers down here, which are shooters, which means they have ranged attacks, have an upkeep of gold and food. Now, this is a supporting unit ability, which means if it's adjacent to a unit, it will help that when it gets attacked in combat. And apparently these are girls. That's cool. So let's take a look around the map. We've got some units nearby here. Wolves. And we didn't start on terrible things. And we have a water nearby with a Medusa in it. Great. So let's go ahead and select our archers.
Danuran.
Okay. And this is explaining the difference between shooters and stuff. You have to have movement points to attack, and you can't move after attacking, unfortunately. This is the special abilities they can use. So, now let's talking about spells. This is basically research in the game. You get different spells, and since we started with Lesser Fireball and Lesser Heal, we have a leg up in Sorcery and Wizardry. But we don't have anything in Divine Spells yet. And basically you can move on with different tiers of spells, basically. And you want to research a certain amount of them before you can move on. So let's research something in Let's do wizardry, I suppose, because we seem like a magical sort of dude. Sight radius to the target. No, let's get melee resistance. It's cheap. So we want to attack the wolves here, probably. So I'll move my archers here. And if you right-click on them, you can see their movement mode and how many movement points they have left. This one has 5 movement points total and is a walker. Get different units later that have different things. And over here you can see the attack and what type of attack it is. Rather the range of the attack. So these guys only have 4 movement and are a 9. Have a 9
Shadows
for
of Grey.
melee. So let's move these guys over to here. And they can attack, so let's select our archers. And this is a lot like Civ 5, where you have 1 unit per tile, and you can basically use your units to attack different things.
Aye. On the track.
Because I clicked on that, it kind of cut the animation short there. So the wolves actually retreated from our unit here, and we got to loot their thing. So before it prompts us to do anything else, let's take a look around at our different resources we have in the area. Ooh, we have pumpkins here. The different resources basically let you build different buildings. There's some iron up here. And the different terrain will have different stuff. Like, the reason why these wolves survived is because they were on a forest. A withering forest, apparently. I'm not sure what that means. It probably just is the different color of the units. And it doesn't look like we have any things that are giving us penalties or bonuses. Like, there's often things like deserts or something like that that will give different oh, pigs over here. Pigs. So, the next thing it's prompting us to do is to construct a building in our city. And here we can see different things about the city. And we have the building construction thing over here. And they work sort of like citizens in Civ. A combination of the citizens and the buildings, in that each of the buildings, I suppose, needs someone to work it. And you place them down on tiles, sort of like tile improvements. So you need to have your city growing to build different things. And these will let you build different units and things like that. And they'll often give you bonuses for stuff. And some of them cost upkeep, some of them don't. Right now, the only units we can build are Grey Striders, which is something that we start with, and we can queue up multiple units. We're not going to be building any right now. Or I guess we could. I suppose we did get that free thing. Let's queue him up. Might as well be building something. Up here are our different city effects. We'll explain those later, and you can scroll between your different cities, but I only have one. So let's build a building. I do start with near water, so I could build a harbor, which gives us some more money production, so I guess that seems like a good idea. We'll do that. We could also build these things that give us different units, which is probably what we're going to be building next. So this will take a certain number of turns to build, and if you look at the city, it'll tell you here it takes 3 turns. So we have a unit that it says is new, but it isn't. So now we can look at our spells. We started with 2, Lesser Fireball and Lesser Heal. And right here is the casting time for this. We have a bonus to casting time. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes for these spells here. But if we click on it, yeah, this one has a casting time of 1/3, and this is casting time of 0.5. This is basically how many turns you have for magic. So we could actually cast both of these in the same turn and still have a little bit left over. And this is their cost in mana. We have 25 mana right now, so we could actually not cast both of them. I'm not going to be doing anything with that right now, because there isn't any relevant things to do with our magic at this point. So all we can do now is end our turn. So now we're getting a quest. And it'll tell us what to do here. And sometimes we'll have options, but yeah. There's stuff we can do. So we need to use a bridge between worlds. And for completing it, we will get 30 mana. So this is basically a the way we progress in this mode. We're looking for a portal. So now we have an objective to even just find that thing. Let's move our archer. Let's move them here, and then shoot at these guys. Let me kill them, and then move these guys here. So they still have movement left. Let's use a spell on these guys. So, not this. This. So let's use our lesser fireball on these wolves here. Now they're going to have a bonus to defense here for being in the forest, but we can deal some damage to them. Deal 2 damage. And we'll go ahead and attack them with these guys. Didn't kill them, there's still some left. But they didn't retreat either. Now unfortunately we're at a movement point, so we couldn't use our heal ability, which would be useful right now, but we have a unit with a support ability next to it, so it might not be killed when the wolves attack it next turn. Okay. And yes, as I predicted, that worked out fine. Enemy at the gate. What's going on here? Well, it looks like there is an enemy nearby our city, and because our city borders expanded. So now we have a Medusa, or a sea crest. Yeah, it's sea crest. Near a Medusa pool. I guess these are like jellyfish. That makes sense. Portuguese man of war or something. So, like Sifai, we can shoot with our city. Only it's kind of a wand, so it's like shoots a fireball. Boom. Once we build our harbor, we can actually build a ship to go loot this, which I will be doing. So, I think we're gonna use this guy's ability, which uses up their movement, so they can't move anymore. And let's use our archers here to loot the wolf den. We get 60 gold. Cool. So one of the things you'll notice is that the map has boundaries to it. This is the edge of the map here. But oftentimes you will reach the edge of the physical map before you reach the literal edge of the map, because these are just chunks of the worlds left over when the drummers blowed up a bunch of places. So gotta take that into account. Unfortunately, there's not pretty much anything near these pigs that I want to build a city by. Okay, but we'll keep moving. Oh right, I got my new unit. One of the things I want to do is avoid these guys. Let's take a look at them. Okay. Yeah, these are shooters, so we don't want to get too close to the water, because they'll be shooting at our dudes if we do that. So we'll stay away. Oh, here's some more wolves here. And wolves are pretty much the same as the units we have. Oh, they actually have a penalty to missile defense? I guess that's nice. And there's another wolves here. Okay, maybe we should wait for our other units to support. Actually, no, if they get close to me, then I can just, yeah. I can just, heal. I could move onto this hill. Sure. Oh, that put me in range of the thing. That wasn't a good idea. Okay, so we can now build settlers of the plains, which are settlers. So let's go ahead and Q1 up. Because we need to build more stuff. This is not a settler unit. I don't know why it's selecting that. Yes, okay. And it costs 50 gold. It's upkeep of 1 food, but eventually you'll build a new city with it. It'll take 2 turns. So go ahead and do that. End our turn. Oh! No! My mans! Oh, apparently those guys can come out of the water. Yep. There's a list of units here. We can see we get fine armor from one of our buildings. That's nice. Okay. This is abilities we can buy because of our buildings. And these are the forester bonus, so I should have left him on that forest. That was kind of silly of me. Oh, so this is an autumn world. That's why it's okay. So let's select our unit that just got eated by these. So these guys have a movement mode that lets them come out of the water too? Oh no, they're flying. Okay, so let's move you back back here. And then heal you. And I'll just move my other units closer.
On your word.
To support. We'll go around this way since we have to fight a bunch of guys over here. And these guys already used their ability here. One of the things you can do is rest with them, which means they will take a turn to heal up some of their resources. So, what do we build now? Well, I could build a market, which give us some money, but I think I want to build one of the unit building things. Let's build... Oh, I could also build a pumpkin farm. That'd be really nice. Let's build the Plain Archers Guild first. Right here. Yeah, we can build the War Senpan. Let's actually queue one of these up. Build up my domain.
Congratulations! You have successfully researched a new spell, my lord.
So we got a new quest here. I can cancel my spell, but I need to build a pig farm. I'll accept this because there are some pigs to my south. Down there. I successfully researched melee resistance, which is good. Every time you have this up, it will cost a certain amount. If you cast it when you are within your own borders, it costs half as much, which is nice. So we'll probably be using that in the near future, especially in defensive situations. So here's our set.
Striding again.
Yep. Can't start it closer than 3 hexes away from an existing one, and we want to keep them far enough away that you can build a good amount in the city, but we have rather limited area in this starting thing. So we have a quest to do these pigs here. So we'll find a place that can get the most tiles that don't overlap here that can get the pigs. It probably would be like right here would probably be the best spot, but there's a monster here. Alternatively, over here would work pretty well too, but it overlaps the city more. And I don't see any other usable terrain over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and blast this dude here.
We go long.
Can I actually get to this guy? I can't, but I'll move him here anyway, since, well, he's a little bit more expendable. Since we have two of them. And we'll shoot this guy with our archer. Ah, there we go, a critical hit. So, what should we research next? Well, since we're already working on this, let's just keep moving with that. Range resistance, let's get an upgraded attack spell.
Pioneers.
So, we'll just move these guys to here in preparation for moving them over to here.
Gray Striders.
We'll just have them rest. Yeah, they moved out of the way. Okay, now they're back in range of our city. So let's shoot them with our magical city cannon. Which kills it. That's good. So since our archers are already here, let's
Target confirmed.
let's shoot these wolves. Yeah, and when that happened, they leveled up. Let's go loot this place. Hey. Oh, I can't do that. Let's cancel that. So, now that we've freed that up, we've got some bears down here that we don't want to get our settlers eaten by. And there's wolves up here, so I'm still not going to move them. But we can move our other unit down here. Now let's level up our unit here. So we can get a perk for the unit. Cover specialist. Weapons bonus is good, but I like getting the attack bonuses for shooters.
Ever traveling.
You're just gonna defend for now. And you can see that the archers did their thing shooting those guys. Looks like something else spawned over here, some rogues. And that'll happen every once in a while. So I'm gonna take care of these bears here. And this is the spot I wanted to be on? I think so. So we'll go ahead and shoot these bears. You know what? Because I want to move him there. How far do you guys move? 2. So they can't get there this turn anyway. Okay.
Shadows of Gray.
Go ahead and kill that bear. And can you get here? You can. There we go. And we got 80 gold and 30 mana from that. Very nice. Okay. I still don't see the portal. So it must be up here. So we're going to have to be moving in that direction now. There's another enemy we can shoot at over here. Boom. And our dudes here leveled up. I'm going to get the melee resistance for these guys. Or maybe rugged terrain would be better. They already have Forester. I'll get the blade wall. And I guess you'll defend again. So now we can build archers now. Let's just go ahead and build one. It's good to have a new source of
Yes?
of shooters.
Aye.
And you get out of the way. I want this unit. can't get there yet. So you move here to protect him, I suppose. Now, any place that's not within your borders can be, oh, I should do this first. Can be attacked, or any place that's within your borders can have these dudes spawn on them, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. Shoot those mans.
Sabuk is waiting.
So this is kind of silly to have this unit here, but see here that's a naval unit, and it's also a shooter, so we can use it to drive around our little lake here and shoot at mans. But we got more money than we invested into it by looting this pool, and got some more mana, which is nice. We can just hang out, and we could disband it if we wanted to, just to save some money. Alright, I think that is pretty good for an intro segment. Next time we will be looking for the portal, and hopefully completing our objective to get some pigs. So I'll see you next time on Warlock 2.